What I realized yesterday about Lieutenant General SHADRACK Sibiya's testimony is that not only did he contradict himself, but he also implicated himself in this process. And in this video, I wanted us to focus on those two things that I've observed. Mr. SHADRACK Joseph Sibiya, Mr. Cophist himself, the cough of lies, yesterday had a testimony with the Matlanga Commission. And one of the things I could see is that this man's story does not add up. It keeps on changing now and again. And the first thing that I wanted to look at is him talking about Brown Mokgotsi. He said that he doesn't know Brown Mokgotsi, knows Brown Mokgotsi through Google, by Googling him because he's an activist. But on the other hand, said that he had some coffee with Brown Mokgotsi. Which one is which? He had some breakfast, if I can put it like that, with Brown Mokgotsi. Paraphrasing. Secondly, the other thing that shows that he's contradicting himself is that he said that he didn't want the dockets, even when he handed the dockets back to Lieutenant General Lamkwanazi. General Lamkwanazi didn't want the dockets. So when they took the dockets, they didn't take them because they wanted it. It's because General Lamkwanazi, after he refused to take the dockets during the first offer, they had to take the dockets. Then comes again and says that when Lieutenant General Lamkwanazi now wanted the dockets back after that media brief, they refused to give him the dockets. They didn't even want him to even take the picture of the dockets, that even the National Police Commissioner, Fanny Masamela, had to call them and said, just allow these people to take the pictures at least. But he refused that. And then on the other hand, he says that he didn't want the dockets. Who is fooling who?
Paragraph 103. General Mkhwanazi sent a team of 10 people to head office after his press briefing on the 6th of July 2025 who wanted to take pictures of the docket. General Motsepe, however, refused because the president announced that there would be a commission of inquiry. The National Commissioner called General Motsepe thereafter and informed her that the team sent by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi just want to take pictures on the dockets.
When the minister came and disbanded the political and alarming stars team, he says that the letter that was there, it said immediately. But then he comes and says that immediately does not mean immediately. Immediately does not mean now. Jaini, isn't it that immediately means now?
The minister's directive did not say disband within 6 months or within a month. It said immediately, which means now.
Yes.
Now, that's not what you're saying today.
No. I understand the technicality around that, but all I'm saying is that as much as we say, I didn't say they must start next month or in 6 months. I wanted them to start now.
If you wanted to wind down the process of disbanding the political killing stars team, he could have found other ways to put it that, let us wind down the existence of the political and alarming stars team instead of just getting away with it immediately. That was a form of exigency. Hence, it happened there and then. Even after Fanny Masamula wanted reasons as to why, they could not provide them. And they kept on saying, no, just disband, just end this. Just take the dockets. So the fact that the dockets were even taken immediately, it means that they wanted to disband immediately. So you cannot say immediately and then you come in and say, no, not really immediately, but you took the dockets immediately. Hello? Another thing, he said that he didn't want the political killings task team because it was a waste of money.
We've got task teams that are all over the country and they are not properly monitored nor controlled. If, for an example, now there is fire somewhere in the Eastern Cape, we form a task team, we take certain members from different offices. Those members leave the docket, they peg them there in the office of the commander. They go for the task team and they're claiming a lot of money every day to be there. The same applies to the same task team. You must watch, this committee must request for an audit of the overtime and the SNT claimed by these members of this task team since their establishment. Now, I say, when you look at Vision 2030, we've got to build a capable state, well-resourced, with technology, capable and able. In other words, whatever crime that is committed, whether you're in Cape Town, whether you're in Northwest, Limpopo, every office must be capable, must be able to do the work. Now you are sitting with a very small pool of excellence in KZN. That selects whatever they want to do, but with a budget almost 500 million to date. Now, I'm sitting with Westbury, I'm sitting with El Dorado Park, I'm sitting with Hanover Park, I'm sitting with all those areas, sensitive areas where every day I get videos of a shootout, mothers crying, where we need to focus our energy, but we're not focusing our energy. They were focusing our energy on a PKTT in KZN that is actually every 3 months applying for millions of rents too. So I say it's not helping the country at all. It's not helping the country. We must build the country in such a way that capacity must be evenly distributed, but every office must be as prolific as possible. I think even when you look at the FBI, when a case is open, you are sure that it will be attended to. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to rely on the PKTT because I'm from KZN. So I'm just saying, personally, I feel that we need to equip all the offices of the murder and robbery units. Now, when
Spoke about the budget and how much is being spent per province in terms of the political killing task team, and specifically spoke about the fact that it exists in KZN, and if now it has to exist in other provinces, they're going to spend much on the budget. And he said the better option will be for this type of work that the political unaliving task team is doing should be under the unaliving and robbery unit. And he says that that unit, at least if they can control the work that is done by the political unaliving task team, and then have semi-unit or small unit or sub units in every other province, that is better than just having a political unaliving task team in each and every province. And I was so shocked that he is the first person, same person who came and said, I approved the budget for the political unaliving task team, but you still have a problem with that budget. SHADRACK, Mr. Joseph himself, come here, stop lying. Stop lying. Have you guys seen from his, like when you look at him, just the person, we are not experts when it comes to reading body language, but this thing of looking at people like this, coughing every time, even when you see that that's a fake cough.
because it is also significant.
That's really fake. That's a fake cough. I don't know if it's because he's old, because people are also saying that, oh guys, mind you, this person is about to be 60 years, a full grandfather of a Mgulugud. It's so crazy. So he keeps on coughing, the gestures, like him fixing himself now and again. You see that he buys time to think. Have you guys noticed people who think that sometimes even when we shoot content, you find ways to think whenever you're busy shooting content, especially like this, unlike the audio, but like this, you sometimes you do certain gestures that show that you are thinking and you're not sure about a certain topic or a certain argument that you're trying to raise. So it's the same thing that is happening with SHADRACK Sibiya. It's like he's thinking, isn't it that if you're telling nothing but the truth, you should be able to speak your mind, speak your truth without coughing, without thinking, without changing your seat, without looking at people in a certain way. I don't know what you guys think about that. That's one of the things that I noticed. And another one, he said that there was no crime intelligence and that he has a problem with crime intelligence. Then comes and saying, no, he's sorry that there's no crime intelligence. There's actually crime intelligence, but the problem is the effectiveness. That's when we were like, how many contradictions? Babusbe, how many times are you going to contradict yourself? And then, it even made me to remember this time of Senzo Mchunu.
At all. We are spending time, and that includes yesterday, just looking at crime intelligence, just crime intelligence within South African Police Service. There's been time when crime intelligence was depleted, almost completely depleted. And the effects and legacy of that period are still around us. And we need to accelerate what we are doing, of making sure that not only do we build a very strong, principled crime intelligence and effective and efficient, but we need to read it of the effects of that depletion, because it was deliberately done. And South Africa then, for some time, has had very low or no crime intelligence at all. So the time to build crime intelligence is now, and we need to move with speed, but also strengthen all sides of that, so that it is resilient, but also that we see, because we can't police South Africa without being driven by or led by crime intelligence.
This point of crime intelligence, they've just, both of them, Senzo Mchunu and SHADRACK Sibiya, they just confirmed what Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi was saying, that the crime intelligence unit has really, really big and serious problems. And remember, this is a unit that has its head wherever, and then it has these sub-regions. This is the same thing that they wanted to do with the political unaliving staff team. They were trying to make it fail even more, because they were complaining that it was failing. SHADRACK was even saying that how many cases that are dating back to 2020, if I'm not mistaken, that they've never even attended to. Therefore, the political unaliving task team, it is failing.
Report on political killing cases. When you look at this docket, let's look at the first page, which is a hiding, and it's a double murder and attempted murder. It was reported on the 20th of 2016. And this one affects an ANC councillor. The last day of investigation date, it was on the 2023-03-24. Are copies of the docket that can show for a fact that these dockets were not attended to for a period of time, for a number of years they were there.
At the same time, they want the political underlavings to be in other provinces, like be under the underlavings and robbery unit. Isn't it that if this whole process of the political underlavings task team is failing, you have to replace, like you have to dismantle it altogether and find a different thing?
Said that this was just not meant to be a permanent structure. It is just a task team.
Not this thing of saying, we wanted to disband, but we didn't want to get rid of it in that way. At the same time, no, we didn't want it to be permanent. We wanted it to be there for just that small time. At the same time, you want to compare it to the crime intelligence unit, which is failing so bad. And they even also, both Senzo Mchunu and SHADRACK Sibiya have agreed that yes, it is failing. This thing, it then leads us to the conversation of implicating himself. He's implicated himself by ensuring that he confirms the version of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. He actually did. He confirmed it by saying that yes, he did disband the political killings task team, but he did it because of the National Police Commissioner. Says that the National Police Commissioner, by the time he left, already that conversation had already started, and the people that are working in that office of the National Police Commissioner are the ones who asked him to print out the letter, to sign the letter and bring it back.
Document to him. It actually came from Rabi to Sebola to the National Commissioner. And the National Commissioner said, no, he can sign it. It's operational. He didn't sign it. Then from Sebola, she stood up, she walked to my PA and said, I'm printing you a document that you must just I'm sending a document to you that you must just print for the general to sign and send. That is why we have an email that comes from General Sebola containing the same email that the National Commission did not sign to my office to sign and send. So the fact that he didn't sign is not it does not necessarily only signal the fact that he said I didn't want to sign it because I didn't like the plan. No, the plan came from his office, the same plan. And I went to Sebola. And Sebola is the one who brought it to my office to say print, sign, send.
So Fandi Masembula is working with crooks, is working with people that are trying to plan his demise, because while he's on leave, those people under him were busy disbanding the political underlavings task team.
Easy to just say, no, I was on leave, I'll see it when it comes, but the country won't stop. Arrangement would have been started by me. I would have been the one to write, and then the House would have been perfectly allowed to say, but on what basis did you write this? Because we see this email, this communication between Brown and Cat, and we see now you wrote this letter, you are disbanding, who gave you this permission? But that is not the case. Unless this whole thing, anyone who wants to say, I know, the minister knows, then the National Commissioner knows, because this communication is also from him. I'm saying, me, what I responded to, is that what came from the National Commissioner. That what forced the National Commissioner to write that email to me, is that what gave me an instruction to start implementing. Above all, let us look at the email that the National Commissioner says, I spoke to General Rabi to help him. And who is General Rabi? It's in the National Commissioner's office.
And according to SHADRACK Sibiya, still, that gesture from him was still the National Police Commissioner acting, because he didn't just wake up and draft the letter. The letter already came from the office of the National Police Commissioner. That is you confirming the story of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, that you disbanded the team. You disbanded the team. And that is you confirming by saying that you know Pramukhozi, you know Vusumuzi Matlan. That is you confirming what Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi said. Another thing that makes him to seem like he is incriminating himself is him saying that he's always at the scene of crimes, of cases, like he even visits families. Meyiwa, he spoke about AKA, Lusikisiki, but he said nothing about the Namhla case, whereas was said by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi that he went there. He went with the family. He always used to visit the family. Like he even said that he always used to visit the family in the Lusikisiki. He always goes visit the families with the AKA matter. But he forgot that he visited with the Namhla case. It was confirmed that he did. Not just the Namhla case. It was even confirmed that he visited the Senzo Meyiwa case. He didn't mention those cases.
The one of in Mpumalanga, the journalist that was murdered in Mpumalanga, it actually disappeared and nobody knew where they were, together with the wife. I was called by one journalist and said, General, can you please assist also, get involved in this thing? I called for a meeting on a Sunday. I called for a meeting on Sunday morning, called all the investigators, even in Gauteng, intelligence, everybody. We met in Mamelodi on a Sunday and we launched an operation. I went with them, therefrom we went. And in 2, 3, 4, 5 days, we traced the bodies in the bush. We resolved the case. I jumped in when there's a need. I don't interfere in cases. So I was just saying, it's not like one is interfering in cases, and it must be known that I get involved in all the cases throughout the country, including the AKA matter. A lot of cases we get involved.
So you see that this person is actually confirming the versions of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, and not just that, but is also implicating himself in this whole thing. This is self-incrimination. Literally. I don't know what you guys think about the testimony that Lieutenant SHADRACK Sibiya gave, but I think today he's going to have a really bad day. It's not going to be a good day for him, because those MPs, they have a lot of questions. You could even see from their facial expression, shaking heads, showing signs of confusion. And there's a point in Lemonade. I don't know what the EFF thinks, but I definitely think that since the CIC Julius Malema is not there, they should replace him with someone. And I think that either Chirwa Sinawatambo or Sihle Lonzi, someone needs to replace, very strong candidate to replace the CIC. Because the EFF there, we need someone else that is going to assist the other lady, the Deputy Secretary General of the EFF. And as for Madlanga, we're still waiting, guys. Media outlets have decided that they're going to oppose the application to not have cameras, to not hear the matter on camera. And I don't know, I just wonder what is it that they want to have out of cameras, especially with the sensitivity of the situation, because we all want the truth. We are here for the truth. So I don't know how that application will go, but it's going to be heard today. Nonetheless, guys, please comment your thoughts. Tell me what you think. I will see you on my next upload. Bye.
Unless you think you're above the law, you will go to the forensic department at night and force the forensic office to be open and seize some documents or the laptop. That laptop has lost its credibility as we speak. That laptop, it has been tampered with. Now, we must bear in mind, Chair, neither is General Mkhwanazi an investigator. Doesn't know anything about investigation. Colonel Khumalo, Lieutenant Colonel Khumalo, was Mkhwanazi's driver. He's also investigating this thing. I don't know if General Khumalo's got investigation. I know he's investigating, but he's never been an investigator. So I don't remember him being trained as an investigator, unless he's got that certificate that says he did investigation. I might be wrong. Now, the same member of the political killing task team members, including Lieutenant Colonel Khumalo, these are the team that are investigating, going kicking the doors. There are so many cases opened. They went to Fort Hare University and they took money from accused number 1 at Fort Hare University. That matter is investigated by the DPCI. There is evidence, they don't deny, but nothing is happening. Why some of the people are above the law? They can do as they please. Nobody takes action because no, they are protected. We need to know how many cases were opened against these political killing task team members. They are there. No action is being taken because there are some powerful individuals that cannot be questioned. It's wrong. The country shouldn't allow this. They are here, they are operating, but yet they are suspects.